What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Austin Show. Today we're looking at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Bat Family Gold Label pack. So this was an Amazon exclusive pack where we get 5 of the Batman family members. So unfortunately, box-wise, it's just this all-black box. This is Bat Family and has the DC Multiverse with the Gold Label logo at the top. But if we flip it around, we can see the pictures of all the characters we're going to get. So we have Batman, Damian Wayne, Robin, Batgirl, Nightwing, and Red Hood. So pretty cool to have all 5 of those figures all in one pack here of the Bat Family. And to round it off, I'm also going to include the Amazon exclusive Gold Label Tim Drake Robin. So we have this figure as well that came out more recently. So we have all of the Bat Family here with Batman and all the versions of Robins and Batgirl there as well. So pretty cool to have that. Like I said, I wish you could see more of this pack. I wish it had like a flap that would open up to see the figures in the box like this one, but unfortunately we just have this artwork on the back. So it's pretty cool that they did make this all together though. I mean, of course we have most of these figures already, just not in these looks, so we'll have to do some comparisons and stuff, but I'm excited to check them out. So let me get them open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So let's start off with Batman, and you'll notice with this pack that every figure has been reused from a figure before, so I went through and found all the figures that match, and so I'll show you those comparisons, but I don't remember where they all come from, so I'll just have to kind of go along with whatever. But overall, this Batman looks cool, especially with the blue and gray design. That's always one of my favorite designs for Batman, is the blue and gray, so it looks pretty cool. But a lot of these figures have metallic added into it, so you can see like the logo, the Bat logo on his chest has like a metallic gold there and behind it, and then the belt of metallic gold now as well, so there's a lot of metallics like thrown in here. But overall, I think he looks pretty cool. You know, still looks like Batman just with the blue cowl and cape hanging down. A lot of nice textures onto it, so it's got like a leather texture design as well as the cowl, and then even on the gauntlet pieces there, so he has the forearm spikes and stuff, and blue gloves, of course that gold belt I mentioned, and blue boots as well. Again, you can see the texture of the plastic there as well, so overall looks pretty decent. Then just has the all smooth gray in the middle, but overall it's Batman and Bruce Wayne that we've known before, so don't need to go into any stories or anything on these, but overall looks relatively good. And for movement wise, we get the head that can twist all the way around. So this has the lower neck joint right at the neck, so that's where it moves, so it twists around there and can look down and look up just pretty much straight on, so pretty decent movements with that. Then the shoulders can come up to 90 and has like that butterfly joint there, but because of the cape you can't really go back or anything, so kind of pointless, but it can rotate around there as well. We get a bicep twist, the double elbow joint that can bend up that far, so pretty good there, and the wrist can twist all the way around and flex on the ball joint, so I can't tell where the joints there is, so back and forth. We have the ab crunch in the middle there, so you can crunch back and forth a little, back and forth, and twist around there as well. And then you should have some movements at the waist, so you crunch back and forth and twist there as well. The hips can come up close to 90 and out to the side. Yeah, he can do the splits. A little bit of a thigh twist, a little bit of movement back and forth. The double knee joint that can bend up to the back, pretty stiff, but can get that far to the back. And then the foot can flex back and forth, but because of like his boot design stuff, doesn't really move back and forth too much. So just a little bit there and a little bit stiff, but can twist side to side as well with the toe joint on the end. So it's definitely not the best Batman body wise, and a lot of these figures you can tell are based off older designs because they have the ball joints still instead of the more blended joints. But overall looks pretty cool. I like this design for Batman. That's like the biggest thing, is the blue and gray looks pretty cool, but body wise, you know, always could have improvements, especially with the McFarlanes. And as I mentioned, we have had this figure before, so here's that older Batman. It is the exact same Batman design, just obviously repainted. Now the card that this one comes with that I'll show you does say Batman 3 Joker, so that may be what this is from, but again, I've done so many videos I can't remember what everything is from, but just want to show that comparison. And accessory wise, he comes with the bat grapple, so like we've had before, again, this exact same weapon came with the other one, so we have this that we can put into his hand. So there's the grapple gun in Batman's hand, and of course they do all come with a base, so we have a base for him if we need him, but he's standing up pretty fine now. And then we have the card, so again, there's the picture. It says from the 3 Jokers and the story on the back of normal for Bruce Wayne that we won't read, and probably won't read any of them for the figure since we've all looked at him before. So pretty cool there for this Batman. Like I said, pretty much this whole pack isn't necessary unless you've missed out on a lot of those old figures or just like the designs for these new ones, but I do like the blue and gray Batman for this. And next up we have Robin, the Damian Wayne version. So again, we've had this figure before, just a little bit different looks, and when I show the comparison, you'll see the hair and face look a little bit different, and this hair and face is much better. Well, I don't like the like whitewash they have over the hair. I don't like that. It just looks like he has a lot of like gray hair or something, so I don't like that design that they kind of put over it, but I like the face design especially much more than that other figure. And again, I'll show you that it is the exact same figure, just as I mentioned, has some metallic, so all the yellow is now metallic gold, so especially on the R on his chest, up around the collar pieces pieces, belt around the waist, and on like the tunic pieces hanging down, but everything else is going to be exactly the same with the same Robin design. So he has his cape in the back, but I like how he has the hood as well. It would be nice if you could put it up on his head. And then the classic Robin design, red and yellow shirt, black arms, green gloves, and green boots. And I like his boots with the red strings tying him up. So overall looks pretty good, but like I said, figure we've already had. And for movements, the head can twist all the way around. It can look down that far and up that far, so little decent movements there. Shoulders probably going to be hard with all the cape and stuff, but can come up to 90. Of course, the butterfly joint, but you can't really move it, and rotate around. We get a bicep twist. For him, it's kind of weird. He has a single elbow joint that bends just over 90 there, so pretty interesting. The wrist can twist around and flex back and forth on the ball. I assume has an ab crunch and stuff in there, but like his whole chest place is all solid, and just by twisting him, doesn't feel like he twists at the waist or anything, so I don't know what's going on in there, if he's just solid all through, so no movements. But the hips can come up, getting pretty close to 90. Of course, the skirting piece is in the way, and out to the side. Very little thigh twist, but a single knee joint for him, so just like his elbow, single knee joint back to there, and then the foot can flex back and forth and twist side to side on that ball joint with the toe joint on the end. So very limited movements for this figure. I don't remember these movements too well on that older figure, but overall it functions, which is the main part, and looks like the Damian Wayne Robin, so I guess that's all that matters. In comparison, here is that other figure, so you can see it is the exact same figure, like I said, just now metallic gold where it was just yellow, and then like I said, the face designs. I definitely like the hair more on this older one, but like the overall face design on the newer one, because I hate how he has this like mouth look there, but everything else is going to be exactly the same. And accessory wise, of course, he comes with the base, but he's standing currently. I do have a lot of issues with him, but he is currently standing. And then he comes with a sword, so since he's Talia al Ghul's son and stuff, he was trained as an assassin, so he does come with the sword. So let's put this in his hand. So there, Damien has the sword, and the sword's a little bit bent up. It's a really thin plastic, so it gets bent pretty easily, but there he is with the sword. And then he also comes with two like shurikens here, so these blades that are pretty cool that we could put in his hand if we didn't want to have him hold the sword, but looks pretty cool for that as well. And of course, ending off with our card, so there's Robin. It says from DC Rebirth. Of course, he doesn't look exactly like this picture does. He has the bare arms, but it looks pretty good in comparison. And then of course his story there on the back if you would like to read that. But overall, pretty cool to have this Damien. Like I said, I like some stuff more about this one than the other one, but overall, you know, pretty much the exact same figure, so it doesn't really matter. Then we've got Nightwing or Dick Grayson, and again, it's going to be pretty much exactly what we've had before, especially body-wise. Everything's going to be the same. They just changed some of the blue, made it more of a lighter blue color, but he has the new face, and again, I hate the face on this one. I just hate that whatever he's doing with like the gritted teeth and stuff. Don't like that as much, and then like his hair looks like a little bit too flat and everything, so I definitely like the older figure more, so when I show you that, you'll see that, but everything else with the body, like I said, is exact same. Just like that Nightwing from, I think it was like the very first wave or pretty close to it or something of the McFarlane, so pretty old figure. But overall, I do like the blue a lot, so I do like that lighter blue mixed in here with the Nightwing. But we'll do the movements. A head twist all the way around, kind of look down and look up, so pretty decent in the neck. Shoulders up 90 with that like butterfly joints, a little bit of rocking back and forth, and rotate all the way around. We get a bicep twist, the double elbow joint that can bend almost all the way up on itself. Wrist can twist around and flex back and forth on the ball joint. We get the upper ab crunch, so crunch back and forth and twist around, a little bit stiff but can twist. Then we have the waist crunch, that crunch back and forth and twist around there as well. Hips can come up to 90 and out to the side, not far from doing the splits. A little bit of a thigh twist, not much. Double knee joint that can bend up that far. Ooh, he can kick his butt. And then the foot can flex back and forth and twist side to side with the toe joint on the end. So relatively decent, you know, has probably the best movement you'll get with the McFarlane figures. I just have some issues getting him to stand, like with his feet and stuff. It is hard to get him to stand, but once I get him, he stands pretty well. But of course, I'm having a lot of issues, so let's put him on the base. So that helps out quite a bit. And other accessory-wise, he of course comes with his Eskrima stick, so just like the other ones have come with. And he does have the little grip pieces here on the back, so we can stick them in there if we want. So just take and slide it back in there, the storage, but let's put him in his hand. So there he has the Eskrima sticks, and overall looks pretty good. And then we can bring in that older figure, so like I said, it's going to be the exact same figure body-wise and stuff, just they changed the blue color and then the head. So I definitely like the head on this figure much more. It looks much like a Robin and what I picture Nightwing to look like, where this one he looks much older and has the flatter hair design and the mouth that I don't like and stuff. So I definitely like to switch the heads, but of course then the blues wouldn't match. But overall, as I said, it's pretty much just the exact same figure. And then we have his card there, so there he is upside down. It says from New 52, and then the story on the back there for Dick Grayson if you want to read that. But overall, pretty cool figure. Like I said, like everything about the figure except for that head, so that's a little unfortunate, but overall nice to get Nightwing again. And next up, we've got Batgirl, of course, Barbara Gordon. And again, like the others, going to be the exact same figure that we've had before. Again, from the early waves of the McFarlane DC Multiverse, but she has a little bit different color design with the blue and yellow this time, which again, I really like, much like the Batman. I like the blue, so she has the blue cowl and cape hanging down there with the yellow underneath and then the yellow like bat on her chest, as well as belt, gloves, and boots. But these also are metallic, so like I said, have a lot of metallic in these, so more of metallic or gold, whatever you want to call it there. But overall, the face looks good. You know, it looks like Batgirl with her hair flowing in the back. It's supposed to be red hair. It's more of a brown color, but it should have a red tint to it. And unfortunately, she has the McFarlane side eye, so she's always staring off to the side. But overall, relatively body-wise, looks pretty decent. I don't really like the metallic too much. I would just prefer more of a solid yellow. But overall, she looks good with that blue cape. So movement-wise, her head can twist around a little. Of course, with the hair, it's going to be hard to get all the way around. She can twist it there, and she look down that far and up that far, so a little bit back and forth. The shoulder can come up to 90 with a butterfly joint that goes back and forth a little, and of course, twist all the way around. She's got a bicep twist, the double elbow joint that can bend all the way up, and then the wrist can twist around and flex up and down with that ball joint. She's got the ab crunch under her chest, so crunch back and forth and twist around, and then with the waist, she can crunch even more back and forth and twist around there as well. The hips can come up under 90 and out to the side. She can do the splits. Very little thigh twist, but a double knee joint that can bend up that far to the back. And then the foot flexes back and forth and twists side to side with the toe joint on the end. So once again, pretty decent movement, especially for the female figures. And just like Nightwing, I do have a lot of issues getting her to stand, so I'll put her on the base. And accessory-wise, she does come with a bat grapple. So we have the grapple gun, very similar to Batman, but just this design. So let's put this in her hand. So there she has the grapple gun. And she also comes with a batarang. So this batarang that we can put into her other hand. And there's the batarang in her hand there. So of course they really know how to pose her up with that, especially with having the side eye and stuff. It's hard to get her to, but just to show those accessories. And then of course we have the older Batgirl figure, like I said, but this one's in the black and yellow design. And as I said, it's going to be exact same body wise, and even has the side eye there, so both looking off to the side. So I definitely like the yellows much more on this one, and then the gray is much darker, almost a black design. But again, I like the blue color and stuff for the classic Batgirl design, so definitely like this one. Just wish the metallic yellow was more of normal yellow. And ending off with her card, it's Batgirl from the Three Jokers and the story of Barbara Gordon back there. And our last figure from the box set is Red Hood, of course, Jason Todd, and he looks pretty awesome here. We've had him multiple times, so it's just another Red Hood to add to our collection, and looks relatively like all the others, just he's unmasked with this one, so we have his face there, where he still has like the Robin mask around his eyes, and then a nice haircut. Again, has a lot of white on his hair. I don't like that. I don't like they did that with this pack, but the white wash on top of the hair there, and then he's got his outfit, so he's got the Red Hood red, so he's got the Red Hood like red vest piece in the middle there, like bulletproof vest there, all in red, which looks cool, with the black leather jacket over the top and the red hood piece for the hoodie, so that looks pretty cool with the black gloves and the black leather pants going all the way down the boots, and even like the red design there at the top of the boots, just like the other ones I've had. So overall, he looks pretty cool, but pretty much like all the other Red Hoods. I don't really notice too much different, besides like the hood is the darker red color, maybe the only difference between them, and then of course for the unmasked ones, that hair wash. But for movements, the head can twist all the way around. You can look down a little and up a little, so not the best movements. It feels pretty stiff in there. Shoulders can come up to 90 with the butterfly joint and rotate around. We get a bicep twist, the double elbow joint that can bend pretty much all the way up on itself there. The wrist can twist all the way around and flex, so he has the glove piece that goes up pretty high, so it has a flex, but you can't really see it, but up and down it looks like. Then he's got the ab crunch, so crunch back and forth a little and twist around, and then of course at the waist, crunch back and forth and twist around. Hips up 90, out to the side, can do the splits, a little bit of a thigh twist, double knee joint up to that far, and the foot flexes back and forth and twists side to side with the toe joint on the end. So once again, pretty much same movements as the others, and again, like the others, I'm having a little bit of issues getting him to stand, so I'll have to put him on the base as well. And accessory wise, like the others, he comes with the crowbar piece, so I'll put this in his hand, so there he has the crowbar, and then he also comes with a cracked mask, so the Red Hood mask, but it's all cracked and damaged, and it's pretty hollow inside, so it's a pretty thin helmet design. You'd think, you know, with that you could put it on, but you definitely can't put it on, but you probably just take and put it into his hand or something, like he's holding on to it. And then we have our older Red Hood figure, so this one actually has the mask on and everything, so you can see a little bit of different colors with the reds and stuff that they chose on this other Red Hood, but otherwise body wise and everything's going to be exactly the same between them, so pretty cool to get another Red Hood. And his card with a picture of Red Hood from Batman Three Jokers, and on the back the story of Jason Todd becoming Red Hood. And this finally brings us to our separate Robin figure of Tim Drake. So we have now all of the Bat family members here, and overall he looks good. Of course, this is him in his Robin outfit and looks pretty good overall with the red, black, and yellow design. So he's got the big red chest armor piece with the Robin R and yellow details down the center, black gloves, black cape with yellow underneath, so you can see black on the back, yellow underneath there, which looks cool. His face, of course, looks just like all the other Robins, has the Robin mask, and then I guess the Tim Drake face, I guess it's hard to kind of tell the difference between them, but his hair is sort of spiked up there, and then he's got yellow utility belt, black underwear, red leggings going down into the black boots. So looks pretty decent overall. You know, it does look like a Tim Drake I have seen before, but of course wears different outfits and everything. And then we've had Tim Drakes, but as Red Robin, so I'll have to show that. But we'll go and do the movements first. So his head twists all the way around. Look down a little and up a little, so very little movement back and forth there. Shoulders up to 90 with the butterfly joint and rotate around. We get a bicep twister right under this like sleeve piece here. Bicep twist back and forth with the double elbow joint that bends all the way up that far, and the wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. Now this has more of like the blend in joint, so not the ball joints, and it has the rock back and forth. We have the up ab crunch, so crunch back and forth and twist around there, and then at the waist as well, crunch back and forth and twist around there. The double knee joint that can bend up that far to the back, very close to kicking his butt, and then the foot can flex back and forth again with the blend in joint, so not the big ball joints as usual, but can flex back and forth, twist side to side with the toe joint on the end, and then he has like the toe shoes on there. So this Tim Drake Robin looks pretty cool. I like the design and everything. But of course, we have modified this version already. So we bought 2 of them and modified it with the pieces from, I think it's Dawnbreaker, the Dark Knight's Metal Dawnbreaker. So you can make it look like this Robin by adding the green. So the green boots and the green on his arms there with the black arms as well. So switching that piece out. And overall, I think that looks pretty cool. I definitely prefer the look of this Robin much more since it's got the green thrown in there like the classic Robin design. But either Robin, you can't really go wrong with, no issues with him. Accessory wise, no issues standing him. So he comes with the base plate. As you saw with that other one, he does come with the staff as well. So his bow staff, so let's put that in his hand. So Tim Drake has his staff, and then he also comes with a batarang. So this batarang design that looks pretty cool with the overall shape and stuff that we could try to put in his hand, but as with Batgirl, it's hard to get the batarangs in there. And as I mentioned, we've had Tim Drake before, but in the Red Robin form. So here's the Red Robin version of Tim Drake. Of course, both different, no reuse or anything between the two, but I just want to show that off between him as Robin and then Red Robin there. And then we have his card. So there's a picture of him again in an outfit very similar to the figure we got, so that's pretty cool. So Robin as Tim Drake, and then his story as Timothy Jackson Drake, and his story if you would like to read that. So overall, pretty cool to have this figure of Tim Drake to add to our Bat family. Well, that's going to be it for our McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Bat Family Gold Label figures, where we had the 5-pack of Batman, Robin, Batgirl, Nightwing, and Red Hood, and the additional figure of the Tim Drake Robin here as well. So there we have the entire Bat Family, which is pretty cool to have all these figures all at once, all Gold Label, Amazon exclusive figures. Pretty good figures overall. Like I said, don't like some of the metallic and stuff they added, but everything else about them I like quite a bit, just like Nightwing's face I can't stand, but everything else is really good about these figures. But let me know what you thought of them down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this review, let me know with a thumbs up. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.